Hey everyone. So I wanted to share something with you today that I find to be really fascinating, and it involves the way we look at things, and specifically at movies and television shows. And so when I first started to get into yoga and meditation and really looking at how I'm thinking about things and myself and all that stuff, I basically completely cut out TV and movies from my life because I thought that they were bad. I thought that I couldn't watch those things because they would basically pollute my mind. And after a certain amount of time, really within like the past 2 years, I started to watch movies again. And I was amazed at what I found. And so I really like the animated movies. I love Disney movies. And so I wanted to share with you something that I saw when I recently rewatched The Beauty and the Beast. So, The Beauty and the Beast, which by the way, if you haven't seen the remake, the live action remake, I really recommend it because it's really, really awesome. So, anyway, in the movie, Belle is this young woman that lives in a small rural town. And the town is like very small minded too. And they don't really think about beyond what their town is or what they've learned from their parents and from society. They just stay in that same mindset. And Belle is a young woman who's really curious, and she loves to read books, like these like far out stories, and she wonders about life outside of this place. Meanwhile, everyone in the town is kind of like making fun of her the whole time. There's like, oh my God, Belle's so weird. She's so peculiar. She's reading those weird books and she does all these things different ways. And they're constantly just like, saying, you're different, you're wrong, you're weird. Why don't you just do it like us? And then they say, oh, she's very beautiful, but she's super weird. And I was thinking like, wow, this town in this movie represents exactly what the ego does to us. The ego tries to keep us thinking in the confines of what it's told us our entire life, and it doesn't want us to think beyond. It doesn't want us to question anything or try and think about, maybe there's a different way to do something here. It just keeps on telling us, don't do that, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, and here's all the reasons why. And so Belle is kind of like the oddball in the town. And Belle, that represents our spirit that wants to be free and wants more and knows that there is more too. And so then in the movie, Belle, as you probably know, leaves the small town and so is now outside of that thinking mindset of the ego, you could say. And what does she run into? She runs into the beast, which is like way worse than the town. It's like once you get to the beast, you're like, shit, I wish I would have just stayed at the town. Why did I ever try to do anything different? Like, what the hell am I doing? And so I think that represents once we try and do something different, once we question how things are, how we've been doing it all our lives, how we've been told how to do things all our life, we are confronted with a beast, which is something way scarier. We're confronted with like some bigger challenge or, whatever. And that's scary. And we like the first reaction is to retreat and to go back into how we were doing things. But what does Belle do? She stays there. She stays with the beast. And what ultimately happens? She basically transforms the beast by loving the beast. And it's just such an amazing analogy and portrayal of how we can grow in our lives. So we need to question how we've been thinking about things and ourselves all of our life. If you don't question it, it'll stay the same. It'll stay cemented. And what society's told us, and what our parents have told us, and what the media has told us, question it. Once you question it, you're going to come up against something even scarier because you've never ever come up against it before. And so if something is completely new, it's really scary. I think we all can relate to that. And if we're trying to let go of anything, we can't be afraid of it, because you can't let go of anything that you're afraid of, because fear naturally implies that you need to get the hell away from it, that it's not okay, or that you need to hold on to it because you're afraid of it leaving, or you need to change it or fix it up because you can't stand how it is. And letting go is the same thing as letting it be. So you can't let something be that you're afraid of. And if we have this fear or this challenge that's presented us in our life, if we can be fearless, which means be curious with it, engage with it, and be willing to see what opportunity lies within it, then it can transform, because things only transform in a positive way if they are loved. And love, it just means not feared. It just means engaged with, right? Again, being interested in it. And so, yeah, that's one little thing that I saw in The Beauty and the Beast. And I really, really loved it. So I hope that you maybe go check out the live action version of Beauty and the Beast. And if you don't see these messages, that's okay. Just enjoy it because it's really awesome. All right. See you next time.